VGK travels to Edmonton to take on the division rival Oilers. Our preview comes your way next on Locked On Golden Knights.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hi again, everyone. Tony Cordasco and Chris Golick from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen every day. Find us wherever you get your podcasts. Please make sure to subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel. We are brought to you today by FanDuel. Go to FanDuel.com. It is America's #1 sportsbook. Hey, Chris, I did not see any quotes from you in the Edmonton Journal today. I'm kind of shocked about that.
It's funny because that guy actually, David Staples, he had another article talking about what someone else had to say about the team. So he's the master at taking other people's stuff because he doesn't want to say it, because he doesn't want his online etiquette to get questioned by the team. That goes.
Oh, geez, low blow today. VGK tries to break through on the road tonight for its first win of the season away from the friendly confines. They are 0-3-1. The Oilers came to within one win of winning the Stanley Cup last season, as we know. Edmonton started slow again this season. They've won 2 of 3, but the Oil has been playing minus superstar Connor McDavid. He's been back on the ice for the past 9 days with that ankle injury that he suffered against Columbus. And I just have a feeling it's been pretty quiet there in Edmonton about when he'll return. I just have a strange suspicion we will see Connor McDavid in the lineup tonight for Edmonton.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, obviously, it's always fun when McDavid takes the ice. I know you don't like it against your team necessarily, but McDavid certainly on the ice is a good thing for the Oilers and obviously the NHL. And of course, this Golden Knights Edmonton Oilers rivalry that's been born going back a couple of years now since that playoff series. So it should be a fun game tonight. Like you mentioned, away from the friendly confines, can the Golden Knights at least find a way to secure a point to start this road trip? And then they go to Seattle on Friday. You mentioned the Oilers recently haven't been doing that bad. They started the season absolutely porous. They were terrible. Call it what it is. 6-3-1 their last 10. And when McDavid goes down, all of a sudden everyone realizes, hey, I got to do a little bit more and things like that. Maybe the team is kind of coming together in the absence of McDavid, and which makes him a lot more dangerous when McDavid comes back.
Yeah, Leon Draisaitl, 3 points, 3-point games in 3 of his last 5 games. Zach Hyman coming to life. He's heating up as well. Versus VGK, he really did very well last season. This was a team that comes off of a loss to the Devils earlier this week. Now, the big story in Edmonton, other than their 1-loss record, and I don't know what it is about this team that they get off to such a poor start the past 2 years, but this is shades of a year ago. But something that is not familiar to this team, special teams. So you and I were talking before we came on the air, the power play. It was the strength of this Edmonton Oilers team.
Really good.
But now, when you look at the numbers, they are 26th in the league, Chris, 26th on just 5 of 34. And then on the other side, VGK has not been great on the penalty kill, as you illustrated this yesterday on the show. And, this could determine the outcome, special teams. And, when you look at it as well, the PK for the Oilers has not been good, 60% on the penalty kill. So 6 out of every 10 times, teams are scoring on special teams. Again, the key here, stay out of the box for both teams in this meeting tonight, but it could determine the outcome this evening on special teams.
5-on-5 without McDavid, the Golden Knights should be able to win the scoring in 5-on-5 or at least play to a tie. So if special teams are what's going to determine this game, then the Golden Knights certainly got the advantage. I was scrolling through some of Mark Spector's stuff. Mark Spector is the leader as far as Oilers content goes, and just a really good follow in general and a good dude. I saw him complaining that about it's the worst PK in the National Hockey League, the Edmonton Oilers right now. Golden Knights power play is 4th last I saw. So that's obviously a recipe for success right there. So if the Golden Knights win the special teams battle tonight, I think this could be the first Golden Knights road victory of the season, or maybe they come out flat, and who knows. Goaltending in Edmonton not looking good right now. Stuart Skinner's back at reality, 3-4-1, 881 save percentage, 331 goals against. Vegas Golden Knight legend Calvin Pickard, 3-2, 260 goals against, but his save percentage is 886. So getting a little better defense in front of him maybe than Stewie Skinner is, but not much more than that.
Yesterday, Bruce Cassidy at his presser before the team departed for Edmonton was so confident about his team, said that they are up for a challenge. They're excited to play on the road. And, oh boy, yes, he did start talking about practice times. Lack of time
already?
here. Oh, yes. Good and bad. We've had a couple. We don't know when we're going to get them in on the road, etc. But why is this team that has not won on the road? Is this just a facade? Is it just as the coach trying to get the team fired up to do well on the road? Because they're going to have to break through sooner or later. This could be a good opportunity for VGK against one of the powerhouse teams, or a team that eventually will be there in the Pacific Division.
We kept hearing about red and blue mirages yesterday if you were following the election coverage, and maybe practice is a mirage, a former mirage, because there's no mirage
That's
anymore.
A golden mirage. Golden mirage.
There we go. Golden mirage. Yeah. So, I mean, listen, it's a long season, and Edmonton Oilers now 2 years in a row, slow starts, but they're starting to pick things up. Will the Oilers pick it up to the pitch to where they did last year? I don't know about that, but they're certainly trending the right direction. Golden Knights doing what they've done the last couple of seasons, start off very, very good. Is the Golden Knights start a product of the schedule and going against lower ranked teams? We're going to find out. We're going to find out in about the next 2.5 weeks. I mean, the schedule isn't even terribly difficult, but there's road games. So we're going to see if it's an issue with the Golden Knights playing on the road, or if it's an issue when the Golden Knights line up against better teams. So a lot will be answered coming up soon. As far as the sportsbook's perspective on tonight's game, minus 110 both sides. That's the early line right now. So late money will dictate which way this line is going to go. I would assume the money comes in on Edmonton, given the Golden Knights circumstances. You got a 6.5 out there for an over-under. That seems like the right number. If you want the over, you got to pay a little more juice at minus 120. So
no 7 yet.
Yeah, I mean, they're saying they're calling a 4-3 ball game, maybe 5-3 if William Karlsson or someone else gets an empty netter, Tony.
Okay. Here's an Oiler team that in scoring I noticed is minus 10 and VGK plus 17. So the Golden Knights are trending in a very good direction. How much will, if we get word of Connor McDavid in the lineup tonight, that will affect the line immensely. So what would a true line be there? Minus 130 perhaps for Edmonton?
No, I don't think it shifts it that much with how long he's been out and things like that. And McDavid will move it a little bit. The sports books will have a little bit of an adjustment before the money comes in. But I mean, he's been gone for 10 days. McDavid is the best player in the world. I get a bunch of crap every time I say his name on this podcast in the comments, but the reality is also that he's been gone for, the last, he's been skating for a week. He's been out, I think, since the 28th, if I read that right. So his first game or two back, it'll take him a second. I'm not saying he's not going to make an impact in the game, but it's not going to be the Connor McDavid you would expect either. So minus 110 on both sides. If news breaks by about noon our time when the skate happens, when the pregame skates, that McDavid's going to be back, I would say maybe a 5 to 10 cent shift. After that, it would be all money that would dictate the shift as far as who's betting on what side and everything.
How important is it to VGK to win this game, make a statement out of this game? You break through on the road, plus you beat a team that is the powerhouse Edmonton Oilers. This is a good situation for VGK. Yeah, of course, they're going to be up for the challenge tonight.
I guess the bigger question before I get to that is, if this was a home game for the Vegas Golden Knights, what's the line? Vegas minus 140? I mean, given the circumstances, that would be an interesting discussion to have right there. So is this a road thing, or is this a Golden Knights going against a better team type of thing? How big would it be for the Golden Knights to finally get that elephant off their back and get that first road victory November 6th after the season's been going for nearly a month? Ooh. I mean, it takes one. I mean, you saw what happened when Noah Hannafin got on the board. They came in bunches. So it's confidence. It would be a nice confidence builder for the Golden Knights. It would help to shut up people like me who are been all over them because they haven't won a road game yet, and a lot of people who have knowledge it as well. The Golden Knights are the last team in the NHL to win a road game, and still, as of November 6th, it hasn't happened yet. So, Coach Cassidy says, hey, 75% of the points at home, 50% of the points on the road, you're a good playoff team. You figure it out from there. Well, they're getting 100% of the points at home and about, 12.5% of the points on the road so far.
Yeah, that's about it. Coming up next, VGK minus Samsonov until next Monday. That was the word we received yesterday from Bruce Cassidy. How will they adjust? Sean Burke and Cassidy with the goalie rotation. We'll talk about that when we return next on Locked On Golden Knights. PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action with over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings. PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. That's right. You just pick more or less on at least two players for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Run your game all season long on PrizePicks. On the X, I see a ton of people posting their picks, and it's pretty interesting and pretty cool to see. Now it's really starting to catch on, and you could win up to 100 times your money on PrizePicks with as little as 4 correct picks. That's right. The best way to get into the action. You could do it in sports on over 30 states, including California, Florida, Georgia, and Texas. PrizePicks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy so that your lineups stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. If your player leaves on the first half and doesn't return, then PrizePicks will keep your lineup live. PrizePicks, the best place to get real money sports action. Again, over 10 million users, so sign up today. PrizePicks also invented something called a flex play. That means that you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks does not hit. And if you sign up today, you will receive $50 instantly when you play just $5. You don't even have to win to receive the $50 bonus. It is guaranteed. Download the app today. Use the promo code LOCKEDONNHL. You'll receive $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, use the promo code LOCKEDONNHL, and you will get $50 instantly when you play $5. Download the app today. It is PrizePicks. Welcome back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick from Las Vegas. We appreciate you making us your first listen every day. Thanks so much, especially our everydayers. I had a little misfire this morning. I went to go talk and do an opening the first time. This is take 2. And like butterflies and stuff were just flying out. Some days it just doesn't fire, bro. Like Fridays, WTF day. Some days it doesn't fire. Make sure that you get your comments all saved up for Friday's show. Saturdays, it's the Chris and Chris Jr. show, the YouTube exclusive. So at first it was described as tightness after Ilya Samsonov got shelled in LA.
Yeah.
Remember? Just a little tight. Now it has led to Ilya missing time on the ice, and Bruce Cassidy said that Sammy won't be traveling with the team. He's out until at least next Monday.
Yeah.
Samsonov still smarting after giving up 6 goals in LA. Is this more of a bruised ego?
Bruised ego. That's funny. That's funny right there.
You and I are on the same page. So now how does this impact the goalie rotation?
This is important because it's been nearly 50-50. I don't think ever since tryouts were held, for Team Canada, which isn't going very well for Aiden Hill right now. Maybe we'll throw that in the segment in a second. But ever since tryouts were held, it's been pretty much 50-50 after that. So the assumption is with the Golden Knights don't have a back-to-back until the 20th and 21st. It's road games. It starts the road trip too in Toronto and in Ottawa. Before that, the Golden Knights have 6 games, 2 at home, 4 on the road. Everything has at least one full calendar day between. So the assumption, in my opinion, is it would have been Hill went last, so it'd be Sammy Hill, and that's what they were going to keep on doing. Now we look back at last year when one of the goalies got hurt. Yuri Patera only played 6 games despite both goalies being unavailable, Logan and Aiden, last season for fair pockets of the season. Did the Golden Knights learn anything about overworking their goalies last year? We're about to find out, because the soonest Sammy is going to be back is the following Monday. I don't know if it's going to be that soon or not. We'll have to wait and see. If it is that soon, then fine. They'll catch up on the starts, and so be it. This isn't soreness. This is certainly something a little more than general soreness. Athletes are sore all the time. They usually don't wait until November 6th for it to happen. It usually happens a lot later, but there's more to this situation. So point being is Akira Schmid, next man up, cliche of the day right there. How's Akira Schmid doing, Tony? I'm glad you asked me. So
1 in 5, 3.56, 885 save percentage down on the farm.
Yeah.
1 and 5. He can only beat the Rangers, by the way. He only beats my team.
Let's be fair about one thing right now. Someone asked me something on Twitter yesterday, or they said Schmid hasn't been doing very well. I said, to be fair, prime Patrick Waugh would have an 875 save percentage behind the Henderson Silver Knights defense right now. So that's just the reality. But that's the reality of how bad they're playing right now. That's not even me taking a shot at them. Believe me, if I'll take a shot, you'll know. That's just reality right there. So Schmid behind, and I'm not going to do it. Schmid behind the best goaltending or the best defensive core in the National Hockey League should certainly be a lot better. Should certainly be a lot better than anything he's played behind in New Jersey. Prime Akira Schmid. Here you go, Tony. Looks like we got a 922 save percentage in 22, 23, and 18 appearances. Also played 9 playoff games that year. 23, 24. He puts up an 895 in 19 appearances. And again, that was a bad New Jersey Devils team last year as far as the defense goes. So Schmid should be okay. But I saw Schmid one game. We were at the opener for the Silver Knights, and big body goalie. Definitely huge. Sean Burke's specialty. Exactly what Burke wants. Goalies that don't move a lot, but they get it done by positioning. Schmid was okay that game. A lot of power play goals, a lot of goals from in tight. One, he got just burned. It wasn't a breakaway, but it was a prime scoring opportunity. Someone kind of came from the side and just beat him low. It was not a good goal to give up right there. So, but again, behind the NHL defense, Schmid is going to be better. Did the Golden Knights learn anything last year about overworking Aiden Hill? We're about to find out, because if Hill even goes both of these starts against Edmonton and Seattle, that's too much in my opinion. 3 starts in a row, that's too much.
Yeah, Schmid should go against the Flying Fish in Seattle. I
agree. I do agree. Schmid should start against Seattle, 100%.
And tonight, it's something that you've overlooked when we talk about goaltenders. You said that the tryout games were over. Heck no. Skinner versus...
I said they were holding tryouts. So they were holding tryouts.
So the tryouts continue tonight.
Yeah, Skinner's gone. Skinner's been cut. Skinner got the red tag from Lou Brown.
It's still Skinner, Hill, and Thompson. Those are their top 3.
No, Bennington, Tony. Bennington is
Bennington's
number 1.
There. Okay.
Bennington is number 1. The Sportsnet article I sent you.
This could be do or die for Skinner. Yeah,
it really could be. I mean, Hill versus that's probably why they're going to play Hill tonight, because they want the Team Canada matters a lot more than the Golden Knights. Apparently,
this is too good.
But no, listen. I mean, there was a discussion on Sportsnet yesterday about the Team Canada goalie situation. Bennington seems to have the reins on it right now, which is fine. After that, it's a toss-up. Skinner's name is mentioned. I'm hearing Logan Thompson's name mentioned over Aiden Hill's name right now.
Yeah.
Logan's Thompson being mentioned over Aiden. I mean, the pecking order could be Bennington, Logan, Aiden. How about that? How about Aiden backing up Logan? It's about time. It's about time, Tony.
That would be pretty funny. I mean, back to Samsonov, he did have some good games. The first meeting against the Kings, well, when that team was
Samsonov
pretty
has
much
been fine.
dead,
One bad game, it happens.
they were dead though when they came in, and that's the game where they played 100 consecutive road games to start the season. But that's also 971 save percentage in that first meeting against the LA Kings. So he did play
906
well there.
overall as well for Sammy. 906 overall. It's over league average. Perfect.
But you did give us the disclaimer that with Samsonov, it's definitely
It's a
hit
roller
or
coaster.
miss. What's that?
It's riding Desperado down in Prim. It's going to hurt sometimes. That first hill is a lot of fun, and then once you get into the guts of the roller coaster, and it doesn't look like it's going to hurt you that much. But if your back needed an adjustment, it'll be adjusted. If your back did not need an adjustment, you'll need an adjustment after a ride on Desperado. Again, Aiden's played 7 games this season for the Vegas Golden Knights. If memory serves me right, we got a shutout, so the Vegas Golden Knights needed 1 goal to win that game. The St. Louis Blues game, I think that was the second home game of the season. The Golden Knights, he let up 3, so the Golden Knights needed to put up a 4 spot. If I'm not mistaken, in his 5 other starts, Aiden has given up 4 goals, which means the Golden Knights have needed to score 5 or greater goals. So Aiden's getting the run support. That's the only reason he's 5-2-0 right now. Once the run support goes away, will Aiden carry the Golden Knights? That could be great if that happens, because scoring, Cassidy talked about I never heard Cassidy mention this until this year, but it's been reality so far. The shooters are ahead of the goalies early on. And then obviously that flattens out a little bit. Well, how long is that going to take? We're, 13, 14, 12 games, whatever it is in right now. And, is Aiden coming around? We're going to find out. I don't know.
Yeah, you know how I feel. I don't think there's very many good goalies out there anymore that can just are stoppers.
Which
I don't
is
think
okay,
they're stoppers.
though. Which is okay. You can moneyball the position as long as you got the right goalies. Do the Golden Knights have the right goalies?
This is an important time for Schmid. Okay, this is an important time because
if he gets a chance, Tony, gets a chance,
he will. They have to play him eventually.
Do they?
I think they do. I think they will, and I think they do. I think that the next game against
a lot of
Seattle
games in Canada
is a good
coming
spot.
up, Tony. A lot of games in Canada.
They're going to have to figure something out because Hilly, as they call him in the locker room, he can't handle it all. He can't. And they should have learned by just beating down goaltenders, including Thompson, including Hill.
I mean, listen, we saw what happened last year with the goalie rotation. One went down. Patera should have had way more than 6 appearances.
Oh, they did. They hated him. They did not like
Patera.
him.
And do they like Schmid?
I think so. I think so too.
Schmid is definitely.
They like him. They like Holtzy. They're coddling some of those guys. They do. They are.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, coming up next, it is that
means
time.
I'm done with the segment.
Yeah, scram. In other words, scram. Locks of the night and predictions come your way next, right here on this goofy edition of Locked On Golden Knights. Get ready to tackle the NFL action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win. A lot of NFL action. I'm trying to pull up the line here. Okay, I've got it. It is the Ravens and Bengals in Baltimore on Thursday night. And the Ravens are -6 and the total 53. Big total on that game. Joe Burrow completing 70% of his passes, and it's going to be a pretty good, high-powered offensive game. And again, FanDuel Sportsbook gives you everything that you need to place bets live on the NFL, all in one place. If you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today. And you'll get started with $150 in bonus bets if you win on your first $5 bet. That's FanDuel.com. FanDuel.com. Never waste a hunch and make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the National Football League. We are back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick reporting from the Adidas crew's in the house. Look at us. Thanks for making us your first listen every day. You could find us where mine's inverted. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts. Please make sure to subscribe to our Lockdown Golden Knights YouTube channel. Speaking of betting lines, America, you are upside down. Last night, in the middle of the election, they had adjusted lines on the winner. So you can bet in the middle. I just can't.
Well, Tony, really fast though. To be fair about that, I don't know if you saw my post. In again, I don't want to get too deep into politics right now, but in 2020, a similar situation happened where Trump was a big favorite, and a lot of sports bettors were betting the other side as the late votes came in. So I think that's what you were referencing, and a lot of people, a lot of sharp bettors made a lot of money.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, because they adjusted the line midway. It's time for our locks of the night and predictions. We've got both of the Golics here on the show today, the host of the Saturday Golic Times Golic Show. And so let's go with little Chris first and get him off to school, man. What do you got there? Little Chris, you are growing like the weeds, man.
Get close.
Oh, well, deep breath.
Come on, hurry up.
We're on the road. I don't trust Vegas on the road one bit right now. So I'm going to go 4-1 Edmonton. Stone and Barbashev.
All right. Thanks, man.
Stone and Barbashev for the lone Vegas Golden Knights goal. Okay.
Awesome. Big Chris?
I don't trust the Golden Knights on the road, but I think it's a closer game. I'm going to go 4-3 Edmonton overtime winner. I'm going to go with the books on this one. And then give me the H and H's. Give me Hanny and Holtzy. Hannafin and Holtzy. Hanny and Holtzy.
Wow. Okay, so Edmonton has won the last 2 games against VGK, and they've averaged 5 goals in each of those 2 wins. So Edmonton has a 5 spot on the board. And I'm going to go with the road MVP, Pavel Dorofeev, who scored 4 goals on the road this season for the Golden Knights. And I'm going to go with the second leading goal scorer. No, I don't think he is. I think Pearson actually is number 2, but I'm going to go with Barbashev as well. So on the road, Dorofeev, Barbashev, and Edmonton 5-3. Stuart Skinner in those last 2 games, a .930 save percentage, 1.52 goals against VGK. And we have Connor McDavid, if he does play tonight, will he get the 8 points needed to reach 1,000 for his career in 1 game?
Wow, that's nuts. Golden Knights, Barbashev leading goal scorer with Dorofeev tied at 7. Brett Howden at 6. How about that?
Right, but on the road, Dorofeev is king. So Pavel's got 4. I pulled up the numbers yesterday. Hang on. Pearson's got 2. And then there's a bunch, including Doro, with 1 apiece. So Coley's got 1 on the road. Holy smokes. Howden's got 1. McNabb. Barbie's got 1. Olaf. All these guys that have nicknames are all scoring road goals, but they can't break through. So that's right.
I mean, it's going to happen at some point. The team's not going 0-41 on the road, I don't think, at least. This is a prime spot. I mean, nothing, you got to play the game. Seattle's been playing very poorly recently. So you have to hope the Golden Knights obviously get at least 1 point tonight, get 2 points in Seattle, and that's a good road trip right there.
The split's good.
For that, Tony, do they maybe roll out Schmid tonight and save their starting goalie for Friday?
No, it's tryouts still. It's still You're in Canada, and they need to see Aiden Hill. I'm telling you, this is the biggest.
Because there's no film on these goalies whatsoever.
None. You can't find anything anywhere.
No video. No video.
Secretive. We appreciate everyone tuning in, especially Aaron.
Wow, that's a record.
Under 30. Well, we're not done yet. You never know. We appreciate everyone tuning in, especially our everydayers. Hopefully some Golic quotes wind up in the Edmonton Journal tomorrow, especially the folks in Singapore tuning in and around the globe. WTF on Fridays, Chris Times Chris Jr. Show Saturdays. For my man, Chris Golic, I am Tony Cardasco from Las Vegas. Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you again tomorrow with a recap of the VGK-Oilers game. And please, everyone, take care.